Okay, today we're going to do a LP conversion on a natural gas dryer. This is a new GE dryer. It's GFD85. Use the same kit for GFD85, 65, GFD55, and GFV55. I think the most important thing is on the manual here. You'll see that under the page 17, it calls for a gas conversion kit WE25M87. Just beware, there's another gas conversion kit for older dryers, WE25X217DS. The parts look similar, but the threading on the nozzle is different, and that's not going to work for you. So make sure you have the right kit. Again, that's WE25M87. We're going to start by taking apart the front panel, and then we'll get into doing the actual gas conversion. So this is the actual kit here. This is the WE25M87. It's basically two little parts. One part is the orifice. The other part is the I think it's like a check valve or escape valve or something like that. You're going to replace the two parts in the dryer with these two parts. Alright, the secret to getting in this dryer is removing this tiny little hatch with the knife. Stick the tip of your knife in, give it a little pry, and that reveals a 1/4-inch hex screw. It's just into plastic, so I would use a hand tool to remove it. Once you get this out, the panel just slides and pops right out. Then 1/4-inch hex again. There's two screws in these two parts here.
One.
Two. Alright, now this is a little tricky trying to get this panel off. It kind of lifts up and cocks to the side. And there's a little catch on here which will pop it off. Alright, now once you pull this off, you're going to want to release the connection here on the control. Let's see if we can show it here. And right there, this connection here, this electronic connection, that'll help you get it out of the way. Just kind of pry up on that and pop that right out. We'll swing this out of the way. We'll sit up there kind of nicely and stay out of our way. Okay, now we can start taking off the front of the dryer. I suggest taking off the door first. The door's pretty heavy, and that'll just make this whole job a little bit easier. This uses a Torx screw. Yeah, T20. There's 4 of these on the front of the dryer. Okay, and then the door is held on with 2 1/4-inchers. Real tricky to get to. A little bit of a bad angle. To get those out, you just lift the door straight up and out. That, set it aside. We got 4 more 1/4-inch screws here. 2 of them are under little foam tapes. Just pull them aside. And this guy here, last one. Okay. Now the front of this dryer just lifts up and then out. Up and out. There is a connector for the light. I had disconnected that earlier, so when you're pulling that off, make sure you go carefully and slowly and remove this connector first. Set that aside. So this is the gas burner here. The little check valve is this gold piece right up on top. And then the orifice is back behind here, and there's a venturi that is there also. Okay, so now we're looking at this venturi. This is the piece here. There's 3 black 1/4-inch screws. Here's 1, The second one is right here, and the third one is on the other side of the Venturi tube. Those are just 1/4-inch screws, so you can remove them with a driver. If they're a little bit tight, you could actually throw a socket wrench on there and loosen them up and then get them off the rest of the way by hand. So I loosened these up a little bit earlier with the socket wrench. Now I've just got the socket and I'm just going to kind of twist these off. So here's one right here. One screw. Two screws, and the other one's up on the other side. I don't think you can really see it from the video, but you can feel it. Here's a little bit of a better angle. Okay, and this Venturi should just pop right up. There's our Venturi. Okay, that allows us to access the orifice. All right, so let's do the check valve first. I got a short screwdriver here. If it's a little bit tight, you could throw a straight bit on a socket wrench and get it off. Once you get it loose, just use your fingers. There we go. So this is the natural gas check valve. And the LP is this piece here with the tube. It's spring loaded. Threads right on, nice. Screwdriver on top, give it a little tightening. Okay, so we've got our leak limiting device on securely now, and then you can get a 3/8 wrench, and then you can reach the orifice. It's on the back side of this, you can't see it, but once you get that Venturi off, you can feel it. It's right directly opposite of this nut on the gas valve. So get a 3/8 wrench, give it a little twist, get it loose, and just use your fingers to get the rest off. Okay, so now here is our natural gas orifice. The LP kit orifice is smaller than the natural gas orifice. So we're just going to put this in here again, get it in with your hands, and get it snug, and then put the 3/8 wrench in to tighten it up. Okay, got it pretty hand tight. Okay, we got that on nice and tight. I'll try to see if I can get a shot of that orifice in here. I don't know. Okay, now we put the Venturi back on. As you're putting this on, you kind of have to slide it forward and then slide it back into position, because the orifice goes into the end of the Venturi. You got 3 black screws. That's one. First one's hardest. Just gonna get it lined up. I suggest getting them both all in hand tight before tightening them so you get the alignment right. And now the one that's closest, so I got 2 on the opposite side and 1 on the near side. Okay, I got them lined up. I'm just going to take my socket and kind of hand tighten them with the socket. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, but I kind of missed the bracket on here. Right there. So see, you can see that screw right there in the center. It should be on that hole to the left. So I'm going to pop that out and squeeze that bracket back in, get that aligned better. So now you can see I'm in the hole a little better here. And everything's lined up nicely. Now they're a little bit more hand tight. I'm just going to get the socket wrench on them and just give them a little snugging up. Socket wrench. They're just metal screws, so you don't want to go too crazy on them. Strip them out. Okay. We're converted. Now we just got to put everything back together. Okay, front panel, lift it up and then drop it in. There's little plastic clips here, 4 of them. That's what we're aiming for. They've got to go in the little squares. Make sure you hook up the light too. This just slides in. There's a little connector. Slides right in. Okay. It's nice. Sits on there real nice. Okay, so let's do the hex screws first. 4 of those. T20s. Put these 4 1/4 inches on, and then we'll hang the door. Door. And this just slides in and then sits down. These little T slots. Go. Those door screws, they have a little bit of a different tip on them, so make sure you save those for the door. Okay, door should close nice. Seems good. And then we'll put the panel, top panel back on. This panel's a little bit tricky. Make sure you connect the board again. back. And I gotta line it up, and then there's a little bit of a catch here on the right hand side on the bolt. It's a little tricky. You almost have to kind of put it in at an angle and pivot it down. Don't force it, those tabs will break. I'll do that to a new washer. Okay, front panel's back on. 3 screws to go. Last one. This panel again just slides in, line it up, slide it flush, and then this last screw, this is that plastic screw, so this has got a little bit of a looser thread on it too. So make sure when you take that apart, put the right one back in the same place. Again, don't over tighten this one, it'll strip easily since it's plastic. Alright, and then we put our little secret panel back in place. Good to go. Make sure when you do this you're disconnected from the gas and disconnected from the electricity. Alright, good luck everybody.